Thank you, Mr. President. Good sponsor. Mr. President, when Mr. Wang submitted to the committee the list of names of the corporations he is involved in, did the committee look into whether or not there were companies and affiliations he did not disclose, Mr. President?
The committee, Your Honor, considered the checklist being required by law to enable the committee to determine the propriety as to whether the committee should proceed, similar to the checklist utilized when other persons applied for legislative naturalization, such as a certification for the Bureau of Immigration and Deportation, clearances coming from law enforcement agencies, certified birth certificates, passports, and other required documents. I don't have the checklist here, but the committee was apprised of the applicants' involvement in various corporate as well as civic organizations' activities. So the Committee on Justice, pursuant to our rule, this is Rule 10, Section 29 of the Internal Rules of Procedure, looked at the declaration of financial capacity, whether he possesses none of these qualifications under Commonwealth Act 473, whether there's a declaration the applicant, if naturalized, will obey all laws, issuances, rules issued by duly constituted authorities, as well as if there was a declaration, if the applicant understands that any declaration in the application process would be a ground for cancellation of a decree of naturalization, as well as what I mentioned a while ago, the clearances, income tax return for the last 3 years, receipts of income tax payments, duly notarized affidavits of good moral character by at least 2 credible persons, medical certificate coming from a government hospital, photographs, written explanation by the applicant under oath detailing the reasons for inability to comply with the requirements I mentioned, including if there is a certified true copy of a ACR of applicants' minor children. So all of this were submitted to the committee as part of Annex A, and these were all vetted coming from the lower house, because this was pursuant to House Bill number 1318. So in both instances, the appropriate committee of the House of Representatives, as well as your committee here in the Senate, duly vetted all the documentary requirements as well as the testimonial evidence required of the applicant. Your Honor.
Thank you. Good sponsor, Mr. President. Kaya ko po itinatanong, Mr. President, is that my office asked the Securities and Exchange Commission to do a reverse search of the names Mark Ong and Wang Liduan, at ito po yung lumabas. Of this list, 2 corporations jump out. Ito ay yung Avia International Club Incorporated and Powergate Infinity Holdings Corporation. I'll get to Powergate in a minute. Dito muna tayo po sa Avia. Now, we do not know if all those corporations in that list are associated with Mark Ong and Wang Liduan, but we are reasonably sure of Avia International Club and Powergate, and the facts later will demonstrate why. Tama po ba, Mr. President, na kung ikaw ay nag-a-apply na maging Filipino citizen, ay hindi ka pa Filipino citizen, Mr. President?
There's a question here. Pag nag-a-apply ka pa, you're correct that you should not indicate that you're still you're not yet a Filipino citizen.
Yes, Mr. President. Now, in the Articles of Incorporation and Bylaws of Avia International Club, Mr. Wang, identifying as Mark Ong, actually represented himself to be a Filipino citizen. Eto po. How do we know that this is the same Mark Ong as the one applying for Filipino citizenship now before the Senate? May overlapping incorporators sila. And itong si Justin na nakapangalan sa Articles of Incorporation is likely the same son who appeared in the committee hearing as Justin Wang to support his application. But even more glaringly, Mr. President, Mark Koong and Wang Liduan also seem to have similar signatures. Ayan po. We do not even need to go to the other facts, Mr. President. You cannot be a Filipino citizen while applying to become one. Both facts cannot be true at the same time. This clear lie already suggests bad faith on the part of the applicant. But there is more. We were very interested in this Avia International Club, and in the inquiries we made, we found to our great surprise that Avia International Club is associated with Yatay Spa, which is connected to self-confessed spy Shi Zhejiang. They actually share one building space, Mr. President. And actually, we've heard from some sources that Yatay claims that Avia Club is its subsidiary. Hindi po ba ito nakapagtataka, Mr. President, o nagbibigay man lang ng dahilan para magsiyasat?
So let me answer in quick succession the queries raised by Your Honor. Indeed, there was an application filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and apparently, admittedly, the one who signed is now our applicant, but the answer given was that these were all prepared by the accountant, so he was just asked to sign, Mr. President. Even the placing of, he was not assisted by counsel, even the placing of the tax account numbers and all information needed by the Securities and Exchange Commission were prepared by his accountant, Your Honor. So we vetted this. Bakit ganun yung nangyari? Pinapirma lang daw sila to comply with the requirements of the SEC. So perhaps the inadvertence made here on the part of the applicant, who was then an incorporator, was the failure to understand the contents of what was signed from the legal point of view, because this was apparently done with the intent just to facilitate the registration of the same. As to the second question, relative to the building that was occupied by, what was that again? The second, the
Yatay Spa, Mr. President.
Apparently, Mr. President, your committee also conducted an inquiry concerning this, and we'll have some photographs and documents to show, Mr. President, that the building itself, the tenancy of the lease contract of the Avia International Corporation was signed 2013, years before the Yatay, as mentioned, entered into a lease agreement with the landlord. And apparently, from the pictures that I will be showing, Your Honor, the occupants of the building itself are not just the Yatay, or whatever Yatay is, and this Avia International Club. But there are some well-meaning tenants likewise who were there to occupy the leased premises. And if I can show the picture, if I can, I don't have, this is the building that probably Your Honor was referring to. This is in Pasay City. So you would see, can we do this quickly? Can we do this quickly? So you'll see that there is a Metro supermarket. Can you do this quickly? Next slide, please. There is a McDonald's, which is an international food chain. And then next, please. There's a 7-Eleven. This is near the Resorts World, I think, or this is near Newport City. Next, please. You have a BDO bank, and then you have a RCBC bank. All institutions of recognized institutions, banking institutions, and then the second floor is occupied as a parking space for all the tenants, the banks, the corporate lessees of the building. The third floor was occupied, this is now closed. The third floor was occupied by the Avia, and the fourth floor, which leased the premises. This is a certification from the barangay that this has been closed. And then the fourth floor was the Yatay Spa, who occupied the premises years after the Avia leased the same. So what I'm saying is this, Your Honor, doon naman po sa naturang gusali ay hindi lang naman po yung dalawa ang tenants na umuokupa. Hanggang ngayon po ay nandun pa ang McDonald's, nandun pa, kung saan ang mga pamilya doon sa Tagiliran ay kumakain, nandun pa ang 7-Eleven, nandun pa ang mga reputable banking institutions, Banco de Oro, RCBC. There's even a Lawson. Lawson, I think, is like a convenience store. And there are other reputable tenants there. So, yung Avia ay pumunta po doon sa building noong 2013 at si Yatay ay 2017 or 18. So, what I'm trying to point out here is that the mere presence, perhaps, of a lessee or co-lessee is the occupation by a lessee cannot be attributable to a prior lessee or a previous or existing occupant. A leasehold agreement is decided primarily by the landlord selecting whomsoever should occupy the premises as long as it complies with the necessary regulations of the local government unit. So may kita natin, yun naman building ay may mga bangko, merong yung McDonald's ay mga pamilya ang kumakain, family institution, ganun din yung Lawson, ganun din yung 7-Eleven. So siguro po kung nauna siya at doon din naman nag-collocate yung isa, ay baka hindi naman siguro attributable sa isang lessee kung bakit nandoon yung ibang mga lessors. Hindi naman po magkakakilala yon, lalong-lalo na iba't ibang taon sila pumasok sa lease agreement at iba't iba naman siguro yung nagme-may-ari sa kanila. At ang nagdidesisyon naman po nito, ang bawal lang siguro ay hindi pwede ang Jollibee at ang McDonald's sa isang gusali. Ang nagdidesisyon po nito ay yung may-ari ng building. Ang may-ari po ng building, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, ay Angkor Holdings, which is also a reputable land building management developer, which is owned by, if I'm not mistaken, Angkor Holdings is owned by one of our big corporations engaged in leasehold of premises. So, Mr. President, Your Honor, I think the mere presence of a company which, after occupying a premises, should not blot the or involve a subsequent or a prior lessee in concluding that the presence of said entity of ill repute can tarnish the other tenants. Definitely, the Thai, whatever Thais, what Thai Spa, Yatay, Yatay, should not blot the record of McDonald's. Definitely, Yatay should not taint whatever corporate identity BDO has maintained and maintaining since its inception. And the same is true with RCBC, which is a big bank, by the way, and Lawson. I think Lawson is likewise of Hong Kong origin, that Lawson food chain. So lahat pong ito ay mere association with a neighbor should not implicate that you're likewise engaged in the same line of business, Mr. President.
Thank you, good sponsor. Certainly, I'm not concerned about the relationship of the other occupants of the building. Doon lang talaga nag-zoom in yung atensyon ko sa Avia International Club at sa Yatay Spa na sabi nga ng good sponsor ay may ill repute. Sinasabing the occupation of another lessee can't be attributed to a prior lessee. Pero kung tama yung ilang impormasyong nakukuha namin na Yatay claims Avia as its subsidiary, so hindi accidental, hindi coincidental lang na mag-co-lease dun sa parehong building, even if 4 or 5 years apart. The tenancy at tapos yung sinabi na yung mga papeles na pinirmahan ni Mr. Wang o ni Mr. Ko, hinanda lamang ng accountant and he was merely asked to sign. Pero syempre, alam naman po natin kung saan mang bansa natin gagawin iyon, sa ibang bansa or dito sa Pilipinas, responsable tayo sa pagpipirma niyan. And I will also get to some follow-up questions a little later tungkol doon sa mga inilagay na taxpayers identification number or numbers dahil may tanong din po ako dyan. Kaduda-duda rin naman po na ang isang veteranong negosyante na binibida nga ang negosyo sa aplikasyon sa pagiging Pilipino ay hindi alam ang kanyang pinipirmahan. Of course, that's a matter of great responsibility. And sorry po, Mr. President, pero yung inadvertence cannot be an excuse for wrong nationality na inilalagay sa mga application documents because the question of majority nationality shares is material, for example, to the retail trade industry. So I'd like to make those further points of record na pinagmumula ng pagtataka ko at yung pangangailangan na nagbibigay ng dahilan para sa pagsisiyasat. And we actually dug even deeper po, Mr. President, and looked into this Avia International Club. By all accounts and from the disclosures of my informants, Avia International Club caters to an exclusively Chinese clientele. Bawal mag-walk-in, ha? Kailangan po mag-sign up sa online. And the online form is completely in Chinese. So, sa negosyo nitong gustong maging Pilipino na taong ito, tila hindi bukas para sa Pilipino. So, could the good sponsor weigh in on this, Mr. President?
Mr. President, just to revert back to my to the knowledge of the ownership of the premises, the building is owned by a reputable corporation called MegaWorld. MegaWorld is one of the big corporations engaged in land banking and leasing of business spaces, owned by Mr. Andrew Tan, Mr. President, to place the name on record. So sila po yung nagve-vet noon. Tapos yung tanong po kanina na ito daw na Avia na nandun sa third floor ay nagka-cater doon sa mga exclusive. Ang naging tugon po diyan sa aking pananaliksik ay yung hindi po daw totoo na yun lang po mga Chinese. Yun po ay open sa lahat. Nagkataon lang na itong lugar na ito ay malapit po talaga doon sa mga legal na casino. Nandun po yung mga casino natin sa katabi. Nandun po yung malapit sa airport. Resorts World na napakalaki. Katapat na NAIA 3 na pinupuntahan ng ating mga kababayan at ng mga dayuhan. At legal naman po, Mr. President, ang casino sa Pilipinas sa ngayon po sa napakaraming batas, Republic Act 9487, Presidential Decree 1869. So, nagkataon po na yung pong mga pumapasok doon at nagpapahinga siguro kung sila man ay nagkakasino sa isang legal na operasyon. Ang kasino po hanggang ngayon ay legal. Ang kasino po ngayon ay hindi lamang operated by PAGCOR, kundi pinire-regulate ng PAGCOR at napakarami nating kasino. Meron pong tinatawag kasing junket. Yung junket po, ito yung mga, hindi po bawal ito, ito po yung nagpo-provide ng mga players. Yung junket po ay isang term na yung mga players galing ng Macau, napunta sa Pilipinas, galing ng Hong Kong, galing ng Thailand, napunta sa atin, yung iba naman napunta, alam niyo po, hindi naman ho ako nagkakasino, Mr. President. Ang talagang naalala ko lang napuntahan kasino nung araw, nung bata-bata pa ako, nung hindi ko makakalimutan, opening po ng casino sa Atlantic City sa New Jersey. May-ari, presidente ng Amerika mamaya, si Donald Trump. So, yung casino po, may tinatawag na junket. Yung junket po, ito yung mga high-rolling gamblers. So, ito po yung nagpo-provide ng transportation, accommodation, meals, entertainment, in exchange for the customer's commitment to play games, which is legal. Legal, so yung casino, meron tayong casino junkets, meron ding corporate junkets. So, ang pumupunta raw po dito, yung mga very important members ng junket. So talagang nagiging limitado dahil siyempre sila lang yung magkakakilala kung magkano yung kanilang pinupusta. So baka naisip ng iba ay very exclusive yung
If I may
pinapasok.
interrupt with the
Yes,
permission of
Mr.
the
President.
two senators. Ang pagkakalam ko, junket, hindi pwedeng pumasok ang mga Filipino gamblers. Am I correct? Lahat ito foreigners. Hindi pwede
Kadalasan po ganon.
hindi pwede pumasok ang mga Pilipino dyan. No Filipino players are allowed to enter dito sa junket.
Yun din po yung information namin dito sa AVIA,
So kung
Mr.
Chinese,
President.
Chinese. Kung Japanese, Japanese lang yata.
Singaporean.
Yes.
Kasi galing nga po ng ibang bansa.
Yes.
Pag tayo naman nag-junket doon sa ibang bansa, doon naman tayo mapupunta doon sa mga tinitigilan, siguro ng mga kababayan natin. Baka ganun po siguro ang naging uri ng...
Ang alam ko talaga pag junket, hindi pwedeng maglaro sa casino ang mga Filipino citizens.
Actually, Mr.
High rollers.
President, good sponsor, may follow-up questions din ako mamaya ng konti tungkol dun sa junket. Pero at least na-establish po natin na yung isang primary corporation ng aplikante natin ay nag-exclude po sa mga Pilipino. Kahit siya po ay di umano nag-a-apply para sa Filipino citizenship, Mr. President.
Not necessarily, Mr. President, that in terms of discrimination per se. But as what the good Senate President mentioned, the term junket holds a unique definition which would entail a combination of elements in the travel industry, high rollers in the form of casino, which again I underscore is legal, as well as a casino-based tourism arrangement between casinos and junket operators. Ang magkakausap dito yung casino operators at yung junket operators. Sila po yung nagdadala ng players doon
Yes.
sa Pilipinas. So kung saan nila dadalhin yon, sangayon sa kanilang kasunduan, wala naman silang ginagawang kasalanan, and this is a practice all over the world. Pag nag-travel ka at ikaw ay high roller, natural, pupunta ka doon sa lugar na palagay mo ikaw ay safe, ikaw ay accommodate, at kasama sa bayad mo yon, Mr. President. All expenses paid trip na, yung pamasahe mo, yung hotel accommodation, yung iyong pagpapahinga, at pati yung pagbalik mo,
Yes.
Mr. President. Pati yung security.
Sa pagkakalam ko, halos lahat ng mga casino rito which are being operated by PAGCOR or being regulated by PAGCOR, meron yan ng kanya-kanyang junket.
Correct.
Ha? Pumunta ko sa Soler, may sariling junket yan. Sa Resorts World, may sariling junket yan. No? Okada, may sariling junket yan. Siguro halos lahat ng mga casinos dito, may sarili silang junket na hindi pwedeng maglaro ang mga Pilipino.
So
Mr.
sila yung
President.
magkakasama kasi...
Yes, good sponsor.
Oho.
Mr. President, good sponsor. Sabi nga, may unique definition ang junket. It wasn't only unique until this plenary debate, pero hindi siya dinisclose sa komite. As I mentioned earlier, Mr. President, pupunta po ako dyan mamaya sa junket, pero ang punto lang sa ngayon, wala pong lumabas tungkol dito sa mga pagdinig ng komite. Hindi doon dinisclose ng aplikante. Hindi siya forthright about that earlier in this process.
By the way,
At ang mga dinidisclose ngang business sa komite, walang gambling o junket. Tama po? Isang hearing ang kinonduct, wala siyang minention doon na any gambling connections niya, Mr. President. Tama po ba, good sponsor?
Mr. President, at the outset, I reiterate continuously that junket is not illegal. Junket is a mere effective tourism marketing tool to incentivize customers to promote travel, to promote a casino, which is legal. All our casinos have hotels, employ thousands. So junket per se is not illegal. Their junket is a way of promoting a casino as well as promoting tourism in the Philippines, bringing in players here, promoting employment. There is nothing wrong with that as long as they comply with regulations promulgated by PAGCOR, existing laws. I mentioned the laws a while ago, and as long as they actively participate in promoting the travel industry. So a junket agreement is not per se illegal, Mr. President. Bringing high roller players probably to a casino is not an illegal venture. It is more of a marketing concept designed to protect, to entice casino players to
Yes.
go to a certain country.
I agree.
But to reiterate,
Otherwise, kanya-kanyang hilahan po yan ng player. So ito,
Yeah.
para po yung cruise sama-sama kayo eh. Isa lang yung travel agent nyo, sama kayo sa barko. Di ba?
but the point, just to reiterate, good sponsor, Mr. President, is a selective disclosure. Kung hindi nga illegal, bakit hindi sinabi sa komite? Bakit niya inilihim? Kaya,
I think, Mr. President, that was not the intention likewise of the committee. I have
the applicant, Mr. President, not
the
the
applicant, perhaps the applicant just complied with the requirements required by the committee, the checklist. So, yung checklist naman po, nagbabayad ka ba ng buwis? Yung income tax return mo for the past 3 years, siguro, nandun din yun sa mga binayaran niyang buwis. Ikaw ba ay may sakit? Ikaw ba ay may NBI clearance? Ito po yung checklist. So, wala po ako nakikitang nilabag dahil meron naman declaration ng financial capacity. Wala po ako nakitang nilabag dahil merong nilihim. Bagkos, nakikita ko po, kung ikaw ay isang illegal at merong kang masamang balak o tangka sa bansang Pilipinas, ay hindi ka lalantad para i-expose yung sarili mo, ito yung mga dokumento ko, ito yung pamilya ko, at dumaan sa isang proseso. Napakarami na ho nating hearing dito na lumalabas na yung iba ay nagawa ng fake na birth certificate, yung iba ay nagawa ng fake na passport, kung ano-ano pa. Subalit yung ating applicant ay nasa open. Nasa open po siya, fire volunteer, brigade member, nag-apply, dumaan sa proseso, subject to humiliation and embarrassment just to be a Filipino. So, sa paglabas pa lamang po, wala akong nakikitang merong ikinukubli. Kung siya po ay may kinukubli, ay hindi na kailangan dumaan sa ganitong proseso. Palagay ko po itong ating interpellation ngayon at yung pagdadalo niya, ay baka ito'y pang 12 na simula sa umpisa. Kasi kung isasama pa ho yung sa House of Representatives, ay baka pang 16 na ho ito o 18, pati yung dinaan ng proseso sa House. So, the mere fact that you are open enough to subject yourself to public scrutiny and embarrassment, humiliation, is a proof that there is nothing being hidden. At lahat naman po ay dinaanan na dumaan sa lower house, sa House of Representatives, kung saan nagkaroon din po ng ganito sigurong debate. At ito rin po, noong ako po ang chairman ng Committee on Justice and Human Rights, dumaan din po sa pagtatanong in a public hearing, which was streamlined in various social media platforms. So, wala po ako nakikitang kinukubli na, in fact, ulitin ko, pati yung mga anak na nag-aral dito sa San Juan, sa Immaculate Conception, sa Lasal, sa Xavier, ay very open na to embrace Filipino citizenship. And they've been staying here ever since. Kung sila man po ay merong kinukubli at ginawang masama, sa palagay ko po ay hindi na dapat sila dumaan sa ganitong proseso. Lalong-lalo na kung ating iisipin na 2 beses na pong hinir ito sa House, 2 Congresses. Yung una, yung 18th Congress, nakapasa na rin sa House. Yung 19th Congress, umulit-uli. Ito pasok sa Senado. So, wala po ako nakikita, Mr. President, Your Honor, that there is something being hidden akin to bad faith on the part of the applicant. And your committee has done everything to scrutinize this. Even, alam nyo, Mr. President, kung merong tao siguro na nakatuon sa aspeto ng espionage, ako na po yun. Lalong-lalo na yung nangyari yung revelation kanina ng National Bureau of Investigation na merong espiya sa China doon sa malapit sa EDCA sites. Alam niyo naman po, Mr. President, kung merong nakatingin lagi sa espionage, hindi lang sa labas, maging sa submersible drones, ako po yun. Hindi ko po palalampasin na magkaroon ng makalusot na merong mag-iispiya sa ating bansa.
Salamat, Mr. President. I will get to one related question about espionage later. Pero sa ngayon, the fact stands na yung facts tungkol sa Avia International Club na lumalabas na importante dahil isang marketing and promotion method siya, etc., ay hindi dinisclose sa komite ng ating aplikante. So, dako naman po tayo, Mr. President,
before
sa
that, Senator Risa,
Powergate Infinity Holdings. Yes, Mr. President.
May I know what is the nature of business of this Avia Club?
As far as we know, so it's called Avia International Club. Per our information, it's averred to be a subsidiary of the Yatay Spa, and it caters to an exclusively Chinese clientele, Mr. President. Avia Leisure Club, Mr. President.
So, spa lang yan, spa?
No, yung Yatay po ang spa. And reportedly, subsidiary niya itong Avia Leisure Club, Mr. President.
So what do they do inside the club? I mean,
Well,
do they have the necessary mayor's permit or
ang listed po na primary purpose niya sa kanyang business papers, Mr. President, itong Avia International Club, Inc., is to establish, operate, and maintain restaurants, coffee shops, refreshment parlors, cocktail lounges, KTV, disco, and cater foods, Mr. President.
So I think that is legal. They have the necessary mayor's permit and everything.
We'll look into that, Mr. President. So again, if they're so regular, bakit hindi dinisclose sa ating komite in this important process of
So you mean to
considering
say
the
this
application,
nominee
Mr. President?
is the owner of that particular club?
Owner or isa sa mga incorporator or director? Alright. He is one of the incorporators, Mr.
Incorporator,
President.
sorry.
Yes, Mr. President. So, dako na po ako, Mr. President. Yes, good sponsor.
Yung Avia po ay KTV, karaoke.
Karaoke lang.
Karaoke, yung KTV.
Listed
Yes.
po siya.
Opo.
Isa po yan sa mga
KTV
negosyo
siguro, ito yung nag-entertain ng mga junket nga. So, magiinuman doon. Yung KTV, I don't think
So
KTV is...
exclusively for foreign nationals, especially Chinese.
Yung mga high rollers.
Yes.
Oo.
No Filipinos allowed?
Kayo po nagsabi nung kanina,
No,
usually
sa junket yun.
Junket,
I'm talking
oo.
about the junket.
Yes, oo.
No Filipino players.
Oo. Kasi
are allowed to play.
I don't think KTVs are, kahit saan akong probinsya nag-iikot ngayon, nakakita ako ng KTV ho eh. So, hindi ho, there's nothing
It's
wrong
open
with
to everybody.
Yes,
Even
yun ang alam ko.
Filipinos.
Pero, siyempre, kung ikaw ay hindi high roller, eh, may hiya ka naman pumunta ron. Di ba?
No, is it open to ordinary Filipinos?
Yes, I was informed, yes. Kasi nga, ulitin ko ulit. Yung building na yon ay building na hindi naman decrepit o patagutagong building. Building po yun ni Mr. Andrew Tan. At nandun nga yung Lawson, BDO, RCBC. Reputable po yun. Nauna si Abia, nandun. Tapos yung nagtayo yung isang binabanggit kanina. Sa pagitan po ay merong parking lot. So, open lahat po yun. Nadadaanan natin yun pag tayo pupunta sa airport, malapit sa Terminal 3. Hanggang ngayon, nag-ooperate pa ho yung building kasi may mga bangko nga nandun. So, hindi po to katulad ng mga building na ni-raid sa kung saan-saan. Ano ho, may McDonald's nga ho eh. Di ba ho? May Lawson.
So nakapunta na po kayo ron sa club?
Hindi pa. Hindi pa. May picture
Kasi
lang ako, Mr. President.
Hindi kasi ako mahilig sa nightclub. Baka kayo mahilig sa
May
nightclub.
picture ako dito, Mr. President. Baka imbitahan niyo ako, hindi na ako nainom, Mr. President.
Mr. President, if I may continue,
Yes,
we
please.
have contrary information that Avia International Club or Leisure Club is not open to Filipinos. So I will leave that at this point kasi dako naman po tayo, Mr. President, sa Powergate Infinity Holdings. We know that in the 2019 GIS of the company, and Mr. Wang was listed as director, so ito po yung 2019 GIS ng Powergate Infinity Holdings, kung saan listed bilang director si Mr. Wang.
Saan siya dito?
Yan po. Bagamat, wala na siya sa 2021 GIS. Sure din po tayo dito dahil ang TIN, kanina pinag-uusapan namin ng good sponsor, yung Taxpayer's Identification Number, yung TIN at yung address na sinubmit ni Mr. Wang sa Senate ay match po sa TIN at address na sinubmit niya sa Powergate. So yung unang tanong ko po, Mr. President, tungkol sa Powergate, is this company a security company, Mr. President?
My understanding of Powergate Infinity Holdings is that this is an internationally listed company under Code 1009 known as International Entertainment Corporation, which is primarily based in Hong Kong. So talagang ang gusto nila ay mag-operate din ng casino dito sa Hyatt, Old Casino Hyatt Hotel in Malate. So yung mga high rollers, yung mga incorporators ay gustong magtayo dito, subalit noong nagdesisyon na ilipat ang operation sa Cebu, siya ay nag-withdraw na at hindi sumali as can be gleaned from a new GIS which was issued by the Securities and Exchange Commission last February 22, 2023. And again, I reiterate that operating a casino is not illegal per se. So, ang mga bumubuo po ngayon ng kanilang korporasyon, yung korporasyong ito ay merong mga Pilipino, merong Taiwanese, siguro sila yung nagkapital. And for the information of the good Your Honor, I can provide you a copy of the latest Securities and Exchange Commission documents. If I may ask the page to provide the good Your Honor a copy of this para makita
Thank you,
niyo po
good
ito yung
sponsor.
latest.
So Powergate is not a security company, Mr. President.
It is no, definitely it is not engaged in securities transaction.
No, Mr. President, not securities or financial transactions, pero ang Powergate hindi po siya security company. Hindi po siya nagbibigay ng security services.
No,
Tama po
Mr.
ba?
President, I was informed it is not.
Alright. Kaya ko po tinatanong, Mr. President, it seems that a representative of this company, of Powergate, was identified as an accomplice in a kidnapping case involving a Chinese national in NAIA back in November 2022. And interestingly enough, two of those arrested are former reservists and uniformed personnel. One of them was even identified as a customer service representative of Powergate. At ito po yung naging article dyan sa kidnapping case na iyon, Mr. President.
So, Mr. President, I was informed.
Ayan po.
And as the Her Honor would know from a perusal of the document I just provided her, that the applicant has no connection now whatsoever, even during that date when that alleged kidnapping transpired. Again, Mr. President, I really believe that in this instance, we have to highlight the importance of several Supreme Court decisions here. There can be no guilt by association. Kung nangyari po ito, hindi na siya miyembro, hindi naman po lahat ng kung sino man itong mga, gaya po niyan, Philippine Army Reservist. Ako po, general ng Philippine Army Reserve. Marami po member ng Philippine Army Reserve. Hindi naman po ako involved dito. So, sa ginawa nitong taong ito. So, we are always guided by the principle that the person acts on good faith, and a man's own acts are binding upon himself, and not a third party or a third person, Mr. President. So, wala pong koneksyon ito sa applicant natin kung yung dating korporasyon na siya ay naging kaanib ay merong tiwali na empleyado, ay palagay ko hindi naman ibig sabihin na dati siyang associated doon, na hindi na siya kasali ngayon, ay would be reflective of his guilt likewise. There is no conspiracy, there is no attempt whatsoever to be involved in this kidnapping. So, maaari po siguro may ginawa itong mga ito, pero that cannot be attributed to him. And then again, Mr. President, your committee was guided by an NBI clearance, certifying that he has no pending case, and I have here the copy of the NBI clearance, signed by the new lead designated appointed NBI Director Judge Jaime Santiago. We have a National Police Commission clearance signed by General Bakay, and we have not only that, we have a Bureau of Immigration certification that he's not listed in a blacklist or immigration lookout. We have this is confidential, but I'm willing to share this with the Your Honor. Your Honor, we have a PNP Directorate for Intelligence clearance. We have a top secret clearance likewise from the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, which I cannot share, I cannot show on the screen, but I'll show this to the Her Honor. And we have a Department of Foreign Affairs clearance as well, na wala pong naging kaso or involvement whatsoever sa kriminalidad. So, handa po akong ipakita po ito sa inyo, Your Honor. Papaabot ko sa page at hihilingin ko uli na masoli din sa akin. Kasi,
Of course, Mr. President.
top secret po itong iba. Ayun.
Yes, Mr. President.
Salamat,
With the
Mr.
indulgence,
President.
Mr. President,
Yes,
may I go
Senator
next?
Hurst is recognized with
Yes,
the
sir, with
permission
the
of the two senators.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. With the indulgence of our Deputy Minority Leader,
Yes, Mr. President.
when I saw Mark Ong here a few months ago, I recognized him, no, because he's also a co-parent. His sons are studying in Xavier School and ICA, and likewise, I did my own research. I asked also Yusek Gilbert Cruz of the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Task Force if Mark Ong has any records. But as far as they are concerned, he is not involved in POGO, but only from what they know, yung pong binanggit kanina majority leader, talagang sa junket po, junket operations. And he has no other criminal records in the task force, no? Just for the information of everybody. No? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to make a record, and I hardly need to reassure the good sponsor that Mr. Wang is not on trial. Ang topic lang po talaga, pero napakahalaga, ay yung pribilehiyong gawing Pilipino. So, any question that we have about his associations and even past associations, importanteng maput on record. Lalo na't, halimbawa, yung isang importanteng bagay sa junket, hindi niya nasabi sa komite. So, at least here, in the plenary debate, we can make of record, for example, na yung isang kumpanya na dati siyang direktor ay na lumabas sa balita in relation to a serious kidnapping case. But my office also looked, Mr. President, at the succeeding directors of Powergate. Ito po, ifa-flash din po namin. And we were, yung succeeding pa po yata, and we were surprised at what we saw. One of the succeeding directors is one Charlie Tan, accused of smuggling and bribery and believed to be a member of the so-called Davao Group. May article po kami dun kay Mr. Tan. So, doesn't this raise red flags? Again, Mr. President, we're not saying he's guilty, but don't all these red flags raise warnings in our head about this person, Mr. President?
Mr. President, if we can flash again on the screen the names, Mr. President. So you'll notice, Mr. President, that during this period of time of the corporate existence, our applicant is no longer a member. He is no longer a member of the Powergate. So makikita natin na kung sino man ang pumalit sa kanya, tanggapin ang Powergate bilang direktor o kung ano man, ay does not reflect on the character or integrity of the said person. I think I was the one who I likewise provided Her Honor a copy of wala na yung kopya ko rito, binigay ko po sa inyo. Your Honor. So wala po siya diyan. 2021 po, wala na po siya sa Powergate. Hindi na siya involved diyan kasi nga yung mga kausap niya, ang usapan ay tutulong siya dito lang sa Maynila, lumipat bigla ng Cebu operations. Kaya siguro hindi na siya kasali dito. So kung sino man yung pumalit sa kanya, I think he cannot be accused of fraternally associating with whomsoever are members now of the corporation, Mr. President. Again, I reiterate, there can be no guilt by association. a man's own acts are binding only upon himself. Hindi po pwedeng i-implicate yung isang tao sa isang gawain na hindi naman siya kasali o kaya hindi niya ginawa. Yan po ay napakaliwanag sa Dedoro versus Vinoya at napakarami na hong na desisyon ng kaso ng ating kataas-taasang hukuman. So, kung ito po ay magpapalit uli ng mga board of directors next year or 2 years from now na talagang mga masasamang tao, ay palagay ko po ang may pagkukulang na dito ay yung korporasyon na hindi nila pinili yung kanilang direktor na tama o baka may pagkukulang din ang Securities and Exchange Commission na hindi nasala kung sino man yung mga nalalagay po dyan. At kagaya po nung lumalabas ngayong balita sa SSS, ay, hindi pala SSS yun, mali ata ako, baka sa ibang bansa yun. Maraming patay na binigyan ng mga pensyon. So, hindi rin nasala. So, it cannot be imputed on the part of the applicant himself.
Senator Risa,
Yes, Mr.
what is the
President.
nature of business of Gateway?
This is in Powergate,
Powergate.
Infinity Holdings, Mr. President.
Ano ba?
Is this
We're
a
checking
business-
further,
Yeah.
Mr. President. And again, to reiterate, Mr. President, kanina po, minake of record ko na Mr. Wang is not on trial, so hindi rin po itungkol sa guilt. Ito po ay tungkol sa desirability of granting yung hinihinging pribilehiyo ng Filipino citizenship sa aplikante. And may I also make of record, Mr. President, that one of the documents shared by the good sponsor himself with this representation contains matters regarding Mr. Wang in relation to the matter of underground banking, particularly underground cryptocurrency trading. And as for
Mr.
fraternal
President,
association, I will ask a related question about fraternal association with another person who has caused concern to the Senate sa mga nakaraang investigasyon natin, Mr.
President, if I may quickly react. The person referred to by Her Honor is not the same lead Wang applicant. Iba po yon, may kapangalan siya na taga Laguna na 37 years old na call center agent na nahuli sa Laguna for scamming. So hindi po 37 years old itong applicant natin, baka 37 na yung anak niya. So hindi po siya yun. May certification po doon na ibang tao po yon, kapangalan lang. At yung tanong naman po ng ating Senate President Pro Temp, yung Powergate Infinity, ang pakay pala nito ay mag-manage ng casino na hindi naman po bawal kasi legal po ang casino. Hindi lang natuloy sa Maynila kaya umalis na siya, sa Cebu na raw nag-operate. Kung saan sa Cebu ay hindi ko na po alam.
Ino-operate ang casino?
Nagmamanage.
Nagmamanage. Junket na naman.
Hindi ko po alam. Management of casino can involve a lot of things.
Thank you, Mr. President. If I can move on to another question,
Your
good
casino operation,
sponsor.
Mr. President, not junket. And then,
Yes, Mr.
sana po
President.
napaliwanag. Ibang tao po yung binabanggit kanina. Yung lead one ay bata po yun na merong ACR, merong working visa ng BID na na-cancel na po. At talagang na-involve sa online scam. Iba pong tao yun. Kapangalan.
The good sponsor and I will have to agree to disagree on that, Mr. President. Dahil bagamat may lumalabas sa mga searches ng iba't ibang Filipino name, pero iisa lamang po yung alam kong Wang Lead One na pinag-uusapan natin. So if I could move on to another question, Mr. President. Is Mr. Wang connected with a company operating with the name Nine Dynasty, Mr. President?
No, Mr. President.
He's not. I ask this, Mr. President, because Nine Dynasty is a mysterious underground cryptocurrency service targeted to be one of the largest, if not the largest, in Asia. So, bakit po yung pangalan po ni Mr. Wang listed as the identified representative and junket operator of Nine Dynasty, Mr. President?
Ang nangyayari po, Mr. President, nagdadala lang siya ng player. Yun po yung kanyang naging role doon, pero hindi siya ang may-ari nitong 9 o 99 ba ho yan? 9?
Nine Dynasty,
Nine
Mr.
Dynasty,
President.
Opo.
So, nagdadala po siya ng player. So, hindi naman po
Hindi bawal po yun. Hindi po yun bawal.
At saka hindi po mutually exclusive sa pagiging identified representative at junket operator ng Nine Dynasty, Mr. President. At I'm showing a photo here, Mr. President. Can the good sponsor confirm if this is indeed Li Dan Wang in the ribbon-cutting ceremonies of Nine Dynasty? Siya po ba ito, Mr. President?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
in the middle. Because
In the middle,
he is
yes,
a
Mr.
BBIP player who brings here BBIP category players.
Yes, Mr. President.
Ano po, ang sabi po sa akin, pag ikaw daw po ay nagdala ng player, meron ka komisyon sa hotel, sa mga restaurant, sa junket operations. Doon, meron siyang kinikita doon. Kaya ginawa siyang guest of honor dito dahil siya yung nagdadala, pinagtiwalaan ng ilang players.
Yes, Mr. President. So, nagdadala po siya ng VIP players from which he earns a commission at dito sa photo na ito, sabi ng good sponsor sila yung guest of honor.
Isa sa mga guest kasi maraming
Yes,
tigagupit.
one of the guests of
Maraming
honor.
ribbon, maraming bulaklak.
And can the good sponsor identify the person to the right of Mr. Wang in this photo?
Wala po akong kilala dito, Your Honor.
Hindi po ba yan si Mr. Duan Renwu?
Hindi ko
And
po
I'll flash
kilala.
a photo po of
Wala
Mr.
po akong kilala dyan.
Wu.
Opo, wala akong nare-recognize dyan, Your Honor. Hindi ko po, ngayon ko lang nakita yung litratong yan.
Kung gayon, Mr. President, good sponsor, I think meron din akong photo dyan ni Mr. Duan Renwu. At para po sa kabatiran or pagpapaalala sa lahat, si Duan Renwu po ang big boss ng Porac Pogo. Kinikilala pong ninong ni Cassandra o Cassie Leong at wanted fugitives sa China. So, does it inspire confidence in us that the applicant is an associate of a wanted fugitive, Mr. President?
Mr. President, I was informed that yung nabanggit niyong pangalan, hindi ko na nga ma-recite uli, ay player po sa isang junket dahil ang kasino naman po ay legal sangayon sa umiiral na batas. At habang tayo po ay nagsasalita, ay ang kasino po ay bukas pa at napakaraming kasino po sa ating bansa. So, kung siya man ay nirecognize niya kung sino, ay uulitin ko po na yung sinasabi ko kanina, mere association, most notably through a photograph, cannot be ascribed to a person's guilt. Guilt cannot be inferred solely by association, photographs, or a photo with someone accused of a crime. Tayo naman po lahat ang daming nagpapa-selfie. At sa dami na ng litrato, siguro darating ang panahon na yung nagpalitrato sa atin ay baka hindi rin kanais-nais na tao. So will that be an association by guilt likewise? Hindi po. So, dito po sa larawang nandito, hindi ko po ma-judge yan. Siguro merong isang ribbon cutting, kung ano man. But, ulitin ko po, yung matatagal na at malalim na doktrina na even mere presence at the scene of the crime without, which does not make a person a principal, an accomplice or accessory. There must be clear evidence showing the participation to commit an offense. I don't see any offense yet here, Mr. President, dito sa larawan na nakikita ngayon.
Again, Mr. President, we are not talking about offense, let alone crime, at hindi po ito trial. Ito po ay pagre-raise ng mga, hindi lang kakaunti, marami-raming reasons for concern about this application. So, dito, si Mr. Duan Renwu na nasa photo, sabi nga ng good sponsor ay player sa junket. Siya po ba ay isa sa mga VIP players na dinala ni Mr. Wang para maglaro sa
hindi
Nine
ko po alam,
Dynasty?
Your Honor, hindi ko rin alam yung binanggit yung pangalan kung sino dyan.
Ay,
Para magkakamukha na lahat sila.
hindi naman po, Mr. President. At I give the good sponsor more credit dahil isa po sila sa dumalo sa ating mga pagdinig tungkol sa Pogo at naging famous or infamous yung pangalan ni Duan Renwu dyan. And speaking of actions that are or can be attributable to Mr. Wang, isang bagay na klarong ginawa ni Mr. Wang ay itago ang ilang piling business interests niya. At sa ganitong mga susunod ko pang mga tanong at itong tanong, nagmumukang may rason, Mr. President. Ito po kasing yung Avia International Club also provides junkets for Nine Dynasty. Tama ba, Mr. President?
Maaari po, tama po yan. Pero
Maaari po,
ulitin ko
opo.
po na hindi naman siya actively involved doon sa nabanggit nyo na operations ng ABIA. Kita nyo po itong pinapakita nyo, Soler Resort and Casino. Yan po ay is a legal, very legal establishment. Yan dyan po sa taas. So wala pong mali dyan. Marami hong, hanggang ngayon, may bago pang bukas na Soler ata sa Quezon City sa North. Quezon
But this,
City. So,
Mr. President,
there is nothing illegal in going to a casino, Mr. President.
Mr. President, ito po ay listahan ng Nine Dynasty na mga junket
Oo.
operators niya. At
Which is
nakalista doon
also
ang
legal,
pangalan
Mr.
niya.
President.
At
Nagdadala
nakalista.
ng mga customer sa hotel, sa casino. Casino is a legal business operation. Tayo po ay minsan naimbitahan din pag kung hindi ako nagkakamali, yung huling punta ko sa casino, yung Metro Manila Film Festival, legal naman po yung casino. Mausok nga lang. Mausok, Mr. President. Kaya I don't see anything wrong with a casino. It is legal. It is allowed by law. Its operation is regulated by PAGCOR under PD 1869 as amended by Republic Act 9487. And our government continues to receive a critical amount to finance some of our big public hospitals, including sports, and a lot of other things, Mr. President. So,
All the more reason, Mr. President, na kapagtataka na if all of this is legal anyway, if all of this is beneficial anyway sa Pilipinas, kung bakit hindi binanggit ni Mr. Wang sa komite. Yun po yung isang
ang
pinagtatakhan
sagot
ko.
po,
Because
Mr.
I'm not saying it's
President-
illegal. I'm saying he concealed this from the committee,
hindi,
Mr.
ang
President.
sagot po doon, Mr. President, during that time, hindi naman siya member na nung ABIA. Nung Prime, hindi na siya kasali doon. Nung nag-hearing, 2021 po siya, wala na siyang involvement sa Prime. Ngayon, nung nag-hearing, Powergate ba? Powergate. So ngayon ay 2020, nag-hearing ata ay 2024. So wala na talaga siya, no? Kahit nung 18th Congress, hindi na rin siya.
Pero hindi rin po siya, Mr. President, nag-disclose ng links niya sa Avia at sa Nine Dynasty, which is identified bilang isa sa mga nag-avail of ng junket operation services ng mga tulad ng Avia International Club. So kung
Kasi nga
lahat
po,
nito
Mr.
ay
President,
maayos,
we were
bakit
guided
hindi
by the
dinisclose?
checklist of the committee. Hindi naman nakalagay doon na na-involved ka ba sa junket. Hindi naman nakalagay doon na ikaw ba ay nagkakasino. So, ang presumption po dito, Mr. President, your committee worked hard to engage the services of other government agencies to secure the documents required of a person applying for a legislative naturalization decree. So lahat po yun ay natupad naman po as of the date na nag-hearing po yung ating committee.
Yes, Mr. President. So, has the committee been made aware of the nature of activities of Mr. Wang, Mr. President?
Opo, yung lumabas po sa committee ay yung sila ay nagsimula ng merong palayan sa Isabela, gawaan ng tsinelas, at nagkaroon ng negosyo na na umunlad naman sa pagtatayo ng mga gusali na ginagamit bilang lagayan ng palay. Yun po yung mga, sa naalala ko. Matagal-tagal
Yes,
na
Mr.
kasi yun,
President.
Mr. President.
Apo. But again, wala kasi akong nakita dahil hindi niya ibinigay sa komite mga impormasyon tungkol sa pogo o gambling o cryptocurrency. And I hope na at least na-appreciate
Isa-isahin ko po,
natin na
Mr. President.
itong impormasyon lumalabas na ngayon kesa
Isa-isahin ko po,
later,
Mr. President. Hindi po siya na-involved sa Pogo. Okay? And during the hearings, Mr. President, yung Pogo po ay, kung ito man ay illegal ngayon, yung Pogo naman po during those days, legal pa yon. May mga legal pang Pogo. Hindi rin po nabuksan yung cryptocurrency kasi wala naman po sa record show, wala sa checklist na alam niyo po, Mr. President, pwede kong banggitin ngayon, 25 executive orders will be issued day after tomorrow by President Trump. And one of the executive orders would involve institutionalization of cryptocurrency in the United States. And that would have a big effect, not just in the United States, but in the world's economy. So lahat po ito malilegalize na, Mr. President. You will see this unfold 2 days from now. So cryptocurrency per se is not bad. Bitcoin is not bad. Ethereum is not bad. So 2 days from now, lalabas po lahat yung executive order. 25 yon. Pero binanggit ko lang po yon kasi we're jumping the gun. Cryptocurrency is not bad. Hindi casino operations, gambling, casino is not also illegal. Di ba? So I don't see any reason to disclose something which is not being asked of and something which is not illegal when the hearing was conducted. And that includes perhaps, and I'm not defending this, you have mentioned this, I have joined you in the various committee reports, and records will show, even if you look at existing legislative records, I was not one of the signatories when the POGO legalization law was signed. Hindi po ako nakapirma doon, Mr. President. Kaya kampi niyo ako rito. Kaya
Precisely, Mr.
itong
President.
POGO, hindi ito pinag-usapan kasi nung panahong yon, legal pa ito sa mata ng batas. Itong casino, hanggang ngayon legal pa ito. At itong nabanggit niyong cryptocurrency, 48 hours pa ho siguro. Makikita niyo po yung legalization nito sa ibang jurisdiction, which will have an impact in our jurisdiction likewise.
And again, Mr. President, nadadagdagan tuloy yung listahan ng mga bagay na dati ay hindi pa illegal or hanggang ngayon ay legal. Pero kung bakit hindi dinisclose ng ating aplikante sa komite ay nagbibigay ng impression talaga na hindi completely forthright. So, kanina po napag-uusapan natin. Napag-uusapan natin kanina, Mr. President, ang espionage. So, Mr. President, do you think it should disqualify an applicant from Filipino citizenship if he is a member of a group that could possibly be involved in malign foreign influence, Mr. President?
Siguro po, hindi po dapat siya maging Pilipino kung siya ay isang espiya.
Opo, Mr. President.
Kakampi niyo po ako dyan. At kung matatandaan niyo, Mr. President, ako pa ho yung nagpalipat nung hearing ni Alice Go sa tamang husgado. Kung hindi po, na-dismissa na yon. Nakalagay, pinipilit na hearing sa Tarlac. Kung hindi tayo nag-hearing po nun, hindi naman sa pagbubuhat ng sariling bangko, ay na-dismiss po yun. So pinalipat natin sa Valenzuela RTC, nag-assume ng concurrent jurisdiction ng Pasig. Ngayon po ay malapit ng sentensyahan siguro. So,
Salamat, Mr. President.
Kasama niyo po ako sa ganyan layunin, Mr. President.
Dahil ganun nga po, Mr. President, good sponsor, we retrieved information from a Chinese website that Mr. Wang was inducted as the new chairman of the Philippine Jinjiang Yushi Association. This association is connected to the network of hometown associations established in the Philippines. He is seen in this photo, third from left, in the first row. Ito po yung fina-flash po namin, Mr. President. He can also be seen in the third row, first photo from the left, being handed over a seal by former chairperson Wang Honglao. This organization, Mr. President, is part of the United Front work of the Communist Party of China. And take note po, 2023, ang balita pong ito, kaya bagong-bago pa lang siya chairperson. So I have to question where Mr. Yang's loyalties would lie if we grant him Filipino citizenship by the Philippine Senate, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I was informed that although perhaps the picture might be accurate, that he has no association with the Communist Party of China, or even if there is a Communist Party of the Philippines right now. And during the hearings, Mr. President, under oath, he reaffirmed, and up to this date continues to reaffirm his love for the Philippines, similar to the other applicants which this chamber, whose applications approved. Nung isang araw lang, kaharap ko yung si Kulas. Si Kulas, marunong na magtagalog. So, wala pong, ang dami po kasing mga association, pag nagpunta kayo sa Binondo, mga kung ano-anong association, association of, lahat siguro ng mga magkakaapelyido na hindi ko naman naintindihan yan, association po yung tawag sa kanila. Pero, again, Mr. President, we stand by the weight of the evidence presented during the committee hearings that he is not in any way part of the Communist Party of China.
But, Mr. President, he is the new chair of the Philippine Xinjiang UC Association, Mr. President.
It's not true, Mr. President. He's not the chairman, whatever Xinjiang is.
But is he a member of the Philippine Xinjiang UC Association?
Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce, which I think is a reputable and
It's a Filipino organization, Mr.
Filipino-Chinese
President.
Chamber of Commerce. He's a vice chairman, and it's an association of Filipino and Chinese business groups. And one of the
And it's a Filipino organization,
yes,
Mr. Chair.
ang presidente po yun ang alam ko, yung gumawa ng Happy Toothpaste, yung si De Pedro, Cecilio De Pedro. Minsan pinadadalhan ako noon ng Happy Toothpaste, sabi ko, gumagamit ako Colgate. So, reputable organization po ito. Sila po yung may mga fire brigade sa Iloilo, sa Bacolod, sa Naga, sa Binondo. So, kaya pala siguro siya ay fire brigade din. Volunteer din siya ng fire brigade sa Ermita. Siya ay bumbero din sa Ermita. So, yun po yung mga ganitong asosasyon sa pagkakaalam ko, Mr. President.
I'm definitely not worried, Mr. President, about the PCCI. Dahil ako nga yung nagsabi kanina, it's a Filipino organization. Pero sa presensya ni Mr. Wang sa photos na ito, kung hindi siya bagong chair, kung hindi siya member, bakit siya nasa members photos ng Philippine Xinjiang UC Association? Just before I go to my last question,
Hindi
Mr.
ko po,
President.
pasensya na po, Mr. President, kung ako'y umuupo ng kaunti kasi nangangalay na rin po ako. Natatawa si General nakaupo lang siya Hindi ko po masagot yun, Mr. President, kung ano yung Jiangjin o
Xinjiang
Xinjiang.
UC Association,
Opo,
Mr. President.
kasi napakarami talaga. Pag kayo pumunta ng Chinatown, kung ano-ano mga asosasyon, Kung Fu, Wushu, kung ano-ano lang.
No, Mr. President, this is not a sports association.
No. Ibig sabihin ko,
Hometown association
may mga
po siya.
pangalan ako
Hindi siya martial arts
nakikita doon
organization.
kasi napunta rin po ako sa Divisoria. Ang dami ng mga pangalan ko. Parang ang lumalabas dito, correct me if I'm wrong, yung mga magkakamag-anak nagfo-form ng association. Pag yung, saan ba ako nakakita nito? Pag yung Lunar Chinese New Year, meron sila mga dragon dance, tapos yung mga association ng nakalagay dun sa harapan. Yun lang po yung pagkakaalam ko dyan.
Hindi rin po
Mr.
ito
President.
hometown, hindi rin po ito family association, Mr. President. Hometown
Ano raw po,
association
ma'am,
po siya.
ma'am, Mr. President, I was informed na ito yung parang mga hometown association.
Yes, Mr. President, exactly.
Hometown association.
Opo.
oo.
So, hometown association po ito. And per our
Yes.
information, itong Philippine Xinjiang UC Association is part of the United Front Work of the Communist Party of China. So, panghuling tanong na lamang
Opo,
po, Mr. President.
Mr. President, for
Yes,
the
Mr.
information of Her Honor, yung Xinjiang nga, very active sa Negros Occidental. Ito, nag-launch sila ng Philippine Xinjiang Association Negros Occidental Chapter. O sina Governor Lacson sa Bacolod, sa Acacia Hotel. So, very active po ito sa, hindi ko lang kaya i-pronounce yung name, pero kilala ko po yung mga mayors dito. So, lahat po sila, very active po itong ganitong association. Tama po kayo, Mr. President. Xinjiang ay baka yung bayan nila, roots nila sa kung saan man, sa China.
Yes, Mr. President. Panghuli po na tanong, is it possible for one person, even a foreigner, to have more than one taxpayer identification number, Mr. President?
Siguro po, Mr. President, it is indeed possible for a person to have more than one, but it is not allowed.
Yes,
It is
Mr.
not allowed. It can. There are two, from my understanding, long time ago. There are two lookouts here. One is the acquisition of a second tin by virtue of a desire to deceive or defraud the government or our tax authorities. Kung ganun po ang plano, ay yun po ay talagang masama yung intensyon. Minsan naman po ay yung pagkuha ng tin ay dulot ng pagkakamali o hindi sinasadya. Halimbawa, pag nawala yung tin, kumuha ulit ng iba. Pero meron po tayong legal framework sa issuance ng tin. The law is explicit na just one tin per individual or entity. Subalit, kung nakadalawa kang tin o marami kang tin, merong administrative sanction. Babayad ka ng 1,000 pesos to 50,000 at pag ikaw naman ay hinablan ng BIR, 50,000 pesos. Pero kung yun ay ginagamit mo for purposes of tax evasion. So, ngayon po, ang BIR ay bukod sa administrative and criminal penalties ay nagbibigay din ng, kumukuha rin ng civil liabilities, halimbawa po sinadya mo, misrepresentation, to defraud the government. So, i-assess ka ng 25% surcharge, may mga memorandum circular po dito ang BIR, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tignan niyo po ito. These documents were both submitted to the committee. His tin in his BIR ID is different from his tin in Juan Care. At uulitin ko po, both these documents were submitted to the committee. May paliwanag po ba para dito, Mr. President?
Apparently, Mr. President, the real tin is the 272. Ano ba yung 272? 272, ito po, nasa taas, yung may picture po. 272-704-092, yung 000. Yung po yung ginagamit niya sa pagbabayad ng buwis. Yung isa po, kagaya po nung nabanggit ko kanina, ay yun po yung ginawa doon po sa pamamagitan ng kanyang accountant ng noong ano ba itong tinayo, isang foundation na
Juan Care
ano ba
Foundation.
yung One Care? Isa civic organization? It's an NGO, Mr. President, na NGO charitable foundation na yun din kanyang inabanggit ko kaninang accountant po ang nag-fill up na lang, pirma na lang. So, hindi po ito tinatanggi, Mr. President, na yung nakakuha ng isang number uli. Subalit, this was fully disclosed, Mr. President, at ito po ay doon sa isang foundation. Wala naman pong motive to defraud the government, to commit an intentional crime to deceive the government. So, Mr. President, so what the person did, this was apparently the first one. Correct me, Mr. President. I stand corrected. The first one was secured when he was still in Isabela. Kinancel na po yun ng BIR. So ang talagang ginagamit niya ngayon ay itong 272. Kasi meron pong larawan dito, Mr. President, ay batang-bata pa siya. Baka high school lang ito o college, Mr. President. So, Mr. President, kung meron pong pagkakamali dito, ang BIR na po ang nag-meet ng sanction, administrative, yung 1,000 administrative fine or yung criminal penalty, habla siya under Section 258 of the National Internal Revenue Code. Subalit, ito po ay hindi sinadya para i-defraud, mag-evade ng taxes ang applicant sa yugtong ito, Mr. President. At yung isa po ay na-cancel na, Mr. President. Yung pinapakita nyo sa larawan sa baba.
Salamat, Mr.
Sa kanan.
President. My staff also took the initiative to check if one of these tins is like those one-time tins for foreigners. But ang one-time tin daw ay for single transactions only, and these are both not given for the purpose of incorporation. Mr. President, we also sought to verify these tin numbers at gaya ng nabanggit ng good sponsor, the tin that was used for Juan Care for 36294440000 ay tagged as cancelled. Pero merong pa ring isa pang tin, yung tin na ginamit sa Avia Leisure 486-030-244 under the name of Mark Koong is associated with a completely different name, Mr. President. And again, these two completely different numbers are different from the one in his BIRRD na sinabi na rin ng good sponsor ay 272-704-092-000, Mr. President. So, for the record also, Mr. President. So, by way of ending, I wish to say, hindi lang po ito tungkol kay Mr. Wang. But I really am shocked that this person was able to advance so far in the naturalization process despite all the red flags in his background. Hindi po ito pamemeke lang ng birth certificate in a small local civil registrar in a far-flung town. This one is right in the halls of the House of Representatives and the Senate, harap-harapan po. Si Wang Liduan, nagkukunwaring Pilipino sa SEC, tinago ang business interests at contacts kaugnay ng gambling, pogo at junkets, at may link sa mga organisasyon na malapit sa Communist Party of China. Hindi po ako na niniwala na inadvertence lamang ang lahat ng ito. At hindi po ako naniniwala na ganun kadali itong i-dismiss. So Mr. President, good sponsor, I terminate my interpellation. And as early as now, I have to say that I cannot in good conscience vote to confer citizenship on this person. Muli, and for one more time, hindi ko po sinasabi na siya ay guilty sa anumang krimen. After all, this is not a court of law. All I am saying, Mr. President, good sponsor, all I am saying is that there are enough red flags to warrant further scrutiny and to deny Filipino citizenship to this person. Maraming salamat po, good sponsor at Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Tiveros and Senator Tolentino, Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, there being no other reservation for interpellation, I move to close the period of interpellation.
Is there any objection? There being none, the motion is hereby approved.